We're like friends. I mean, we're sisters.
Sisters by blood, friends by choice.
Incredibly smart, intelligent, and funny.
Oh.
Correct.
Stories for days.
Mom, you're crashing out. I feel like, should we?
Do we want to talk about it right now?
We can talk about
Let's
it.
just let it flow.
Let it go. What the fuck? Good jeans.
Yeah.
Messy jeans.
What's up? How are you doing today, Carly?
Good. So good. I'm
So
doing
good.
So great. I can't even see this stupid fucking mic.
It's so awkward. It's like a
God.
It's like a centerpiece. You know?
Just like staring at me. One day we will get our setup just right.
Oh my gosh. Apparently our color balance is off.
You guys, we are not professionals.
So balance it.
No, like this guy was like, hey, love your pod. And he's a podcast producer, I guess. And he said, you really need help with your color balance. And I was like, oh God, we probably need a lot of balancing.
Yeah.
Just in life.
What do you want from us?
We're doing the best we can. We're trying as hard as we can.
We're literally just girls.
We're just girls.
God forbid.
We're not men with wives at home.
Your ponytail's looking extra peppy today.
Oh, this is day 2.5 hair.
Nice.
I just throw it up in a ponytail. It just gets crazy.
I love it.
It gets really matted. My hair is so fine. I have a lot of it, but it's really fine, so it gets really tangled really easily.
Yeah, same.
You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
The joys of thick, wavy, curly hair.
Oh my God, it's so difficult having such thick hair.
It is such a struggle having gorgeous, thick,
It's so hard.
luxurious hair. You guys don't even know our struggles.
You don't even know.
You
Welcome.
don't even know. Welcome.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Cindy is handling this episode.
Welcome back to Messy Jeans.
Welcome.
I am Cindy.
I'm Carly.
I'm in a weird place today.
That says my apartment. I'm sorry.
The vibes are just
The vibes are off.
They're just off today.
It's probably the color balance.
I am excited for the topic today.
Me too.
We're going to be talking about our stories of leaving the church
Yay.
because no one talks about that,
Absolutely nobody.
especially not on a podcast.
Never. That's not a thing that has ever happened.
They never
ever.
share stories of
Nope.
being Mormon
Mm-mm.
and ex-Mormon.
Nope.
No
Nobody's doing that.
stories of that. Yeah. So we thought we would bring it up to everyone's attention. Before we get into that topic, what has been cunty for us this week?
Oh, I have a good one.
Okay, tell me.
I tripped on acid.
Amazing. Yeah. Tell the fans.
First of all, just say no to drugs. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Children, those of you who are under 18, say no to drugs. But if you are going to do drugs, wait until you're 25 and don't do hard drugs. Don't do heroin or coke.
No.
Psychedelics are another story, but please wait until your brain is fully developed, all right? That's my PSA.
But you had a magical experience.
I really did.
Did you not?
No, I honestly did. My friend said, hey, why don't you come up to my place that they share with their roommates and let's drop some acid.
Come up to their place that they share with their
I
roommate.
don't know why I said it like that. Okay, it's my guy friend, and he is very experienced with it, and I trust him, and I felt safe with him. That's what's most important.
Yes.
I felt safe with him. And so I said, okay, never tried it before. I've never done psychedelics. No mushrooms, nothing. And I was like, why the hell not? I didn't have my kids. So I said, okay. I go up to his place, and we do half a tab. And after about an hour, I'm like, I don't know if I'm feeling it. Why don't we do a full tab? He's like, okay. So we do a full tab. And I remember the minute I started to feel it, I was inside looking out at the trees. And I was like, you guys, the trees are incredible. He's like, all right, we're going outside. So we went outside and it was perfect weather because their backyard was shady and they had this big hammock. And we laid in that hammock for hours. just staring
melting
at
into
the
the
trees.
hammock.
Yes. And I remember so vividly, I was looking at the trees, you know, and if you've never done acid or a large dose of shrooms, it's really hard to describe the experience because everything feels so real and fake at the same time. So I'm looking at the trees and the branches, it feels 5-dimensional, honestly. And that's the only way I can describe it. It feels like you can touch every little molecule of the tree. You can see every little bit of it. And they're glowing in the sun, and I am locked in. I am locked into this tree, this one branch in particular. And I remember saying to him, turning to him, I said, I am tripping balls right now. It's just
Classic.
like with acid. Again, I've never done shrooms, but with acid, you get really giddy and then you come in and out of lucidity. So you're tripping, you're locked in, and then you kind of become a little lucid. You're like, ooh, I'm on acid. And it's like waves. And you're laughing really hard 1 minute, and then I'm crying the next. So I'm locked in. I'm one with the tree. And then I'm laughing hysterically. We started debating the sentience of bananas. I just remember saying, we were talking about bananas, and he said something about bananas are not sentient. I was like, how do you know that? Who gets to determine what is sentient or not? He's like, well, the sentient beings. And I said, so you mean the universe is just one giant circle jerk of sentience? And he laughed so hard. We honestly debated that for a good minute. I was like, that's just what this is. Everyone's determining who and what is sentient. How do you know bananas are not sentient? Anyway, that was one of the things we talked about. But I cried a lot. I sobbed. And it's not normal crying, everyday life crying, where you're heaving sobs. The tears are just flowing. There's no stopping them. And I just remember he wanted to give me some space just to have my own moment, which I'm really grateful for. He just knew how to handle it. He was tripping, but not as hard as me. So he left me to just experience that moment for myself. And I just remember turning on the hammock and I'm just crying. I don't even know how long I was crying for. Just crying and crying and crying. And for those who don't know me very well, am I a crier, Cindy?
No.
Not that that is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a healthy thing not to cry, but I don't cry. I really don't cry that often. And it really felt like I was releasing just years and years of emotions. It was, I don't know how else to explain it.
That's so beautiful.
It really was beautiful. And I probably had the best kind of experience one could have for their first time. And I'm really grateful because I really did feel very safe. And all of his roommates were coming in and out, and they didn't make fun of me. You know, they've all have experience with psychedelics, and they were all very nice. And I do remember trying to roast one of the roommates at one point while on acid. I was like, I'm sorry, am I trying to roast you on acid? And one of my friends said, yeah, I think that's just your default setting. I was like, I'm so sorry. And then just one more part to the story. They have this painting there that's meant to be looked at while on acid and in their living room. And it's abstract, and it's got like black and gold and red, and there's no solid structure to it. And I remember him opening the curtains. He said, you have to look at this painting. And I had seen it there before. And I looked at it and I just said, holy fucking shit. Again, I cannot even explain it. But I just sat down, again, locked into this painting. I had a moment with this painting that I felt like I don't know how to explain it, but I was the painting. The painting was me. I was in space. Everything else melted away. And I just, again, just tears. I wasn't even sad. It was just so much emotion all at once. And it was beautiful. And honest, it was indescribable.
I love that.
It was great. So that's my cunty thing for the week. Triple on acid.
I loved you. You sent me a voice note the following morning, and hearing the words come out of Carly's mouth, I was locked into the universe. Never thought I'd hear Carly say that ever in her life. And I loved hearing that. And I love that you had such a beautiful experience. It sounds incredible. Incredible.
And, yeah, I had sent a voice memo to my friend while I was like on the come down of the peak. So I was a little bit more lucid, but I told my friend, I said, go get my phone. I couldn't even figure out how to get my phone or unlock it. I said, just go get my phone so I can send my friend a voice memo. And so I sent it to her, and I just remember saying, I just want to know how Carly sounds without all the walls up. And I'm like sobbing while I'm sending her this message. And she's like, I'm saving this forever.
Oh.
So that was my fun little experience last week. It was great.
So incredible.
What
I
about
love
you?
that.
Thank you.
Sorry. Give me a second to,
No, you're good.
God, I'm not going to like start crying. Sorry.
No, you're good. You can cry. You can totally
My
cry.
emotions are just like really high right now.
And that's okay.
No, I think like listening to you describe that as like so beautiful, and I think I'm just feeling like, because when I tripped on acid, it was not a good experience, and it was with an unsafe person, and so, and we don't have to put this in the pod, but I think just the feelings are coming up of like,
I know. I'm
damn,
so sorry.
like I didn't have that experience at all, and that makes me mad. It makes me mad for
I know,
like,
and I'm so sorry.
you know,
I was thinking about
no. I'm like, wow, like I want to have that experience. That's what it's supposed to be like.
And you
that's,
can, and
that's
you
supposed
will.
what it's supposed to feel like and be like. And like you said at the beginning, you need to do it with someone that you really trust, and
in a place where you feel safe with someone that feels safe.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's inspiring me. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. And you could decide later if you want to put any of that in, but it might be cool for people to hear. I don't know, but it depends. That's up to you.
Yeah.
You're totally fine.
First time crying on the podcast.
First time crying on the podcast.
No big deal.
It's fine. And
no
you know what?
Big deal.
Even, I mean, the topic we're going to talk about,
I know.
It's not that we have to make it heavy, but
yeah,
it's emotional. Mm-hmm.
Well, my cunty thing for the week is, as you're going on drugs, I'm coming off of them.
I thought about that.
So something that I've felt really ashamed about for the last 4 years is that I have been vaping nicotine. And it was always something that I knew I was going to quit eventually. I've always felt gross about it. I've always felt like, oh, like I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be, but I was just heavily locked into the nicotine. Yeah.
Locked in.
So I quit cold turkey, and I don't want to hear any shit about doing it cold turkey or, oh, you need to do it this way or that way. I got to do it my way. Okay. I'm not like a tapering type of person when it comes to...
You are an all or nothing person.
I am. I'm an all or nothing person. I'm like that with like relationships too. If I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Like I just basically can't even like done, blocked, bye. But I did that on Sunday. Yeah. I just threw them all away, and for various reasons. One, because they, flavored, it's dumb even talking about it, but it's reality. And I know I'm not the only one, but flavored vapes were banned in Utah beginning of the year, but places were still kind of selling them here and there. But in the last month, it's been way harder to find them. And it got to a point where I just said, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want to be running around the city looking for this formaldehyde infused little USB to suck on for the rest of my life. Like, I can't do it. And it just, for me, and I know you're the same way, it's like once I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to stop doing this, then, okay, I'm committed.
Yeah.
But yeah, today's been the roughest day, but I mean, I've been staying strong the whole time. I've been doing it.
Oh, you're amazing.
Like, and it is it's a big deal
it is.
to do. I have never gone this long without it in 4 years. So
no, I'm super proud of you.
I need it to happen, and I'm glad that I'm doing it. And I'm on anti-vaping TikTok now, and
love it.
Not that I was on pro vaping. I just
pro vape TikTok.
I just would avoid that kind of content until I was ready. But
no, that's incredible.
The withdrawals are just and so my emotions are heightened, and I feel like a fucking freak. I just feel, but it's okay. It just means that it's leaving my body, and I'm, transitioning away from it. But all things considered, I really have been doing really well, and I'm really impressed.
You should be.
And if anyone out there is thinking of quitting, you should definitely download an app. I mean, granted, I'm only almost, I'll be 4 days in tomorrow. But still
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
To download an app to, start when you quit, like put the date and time that you decided to quit, and then it will count up, your days and your hours. And the app that I'm using, it tells me how much money I'm saving.
That's awesome.
Which is incredibly motivating, and it's good things to do.
But so
it's
proud
just
of you.
hard. Thank you.
Nothing that's worth doing is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you should be really proud of yourself.
Is that Eckhart Tolle or?
No, I think that's just generic. That's just a generic. What's the word? Oh God.
Generic
bullshit.
Genericism.
No, there's like a word. Why can't I think of the word? My mind
like
goes
an idiom
blank.
or
yeah.
saying?
My mind goes blank every time I get on the pod.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
No, my mind's been really blank this whole time.
I forget words and phrases, and I don't think I'm a dumb person, but it's like when you get on and record and you have to come up with a word or a phrase like minute to win it, we could not think of that. And now it comes to me so easily. It came to me after we got off the pod. I'm like, oh, it's fucking minute to win it, you idiots.
You even like kind of said it. You're like, it's like minute and win it.
Minute to
what is it? God damn it.
Minute to win it.
No, when I was editing it, because when you edit something, you have to replay segments of the content over and over again sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so I was editing that part when we were talking about that. And I just kept yelling at the screen like, minute to win it!
Minute to win it, you fuckheads.
Oh, so hilarious. It reminds me, and it'll be a nice segue into our topic, but I remember being in the Mormon Church and people would say this quote, they would attribute it to Jesus in the Bible or something. Like, I never said it would be hard, but it would be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he never said that, He
never said a lot of things.
Right,
mm-hmm.
Right.
He's just probably up there being like, I never said 99% of this, you guys.
I never said that.
I never said that.
I never said that. Clock it. Clocked. Never said it.
Clocked.
Today's topic, we are getting into our stories of leaving the Mormon Church.
And it's funny because we didn't go into this podcast thinking that we were going to share this, but I don't know, I thought, you know what, why don't we share our stories? Because obviously that's why we're here. That's why we got to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge reason why.
Yeah. Well, the first time that we even talked about doing a podcast was after you had left mm-hmm. and I was still in the church mm-hmm. and we were going to make it like a bridge podcast.
Oh my God.
Thank God we didn't.
Please, you guys, be so grateful we did not start that podcast. At that point in our lives, we were not as hot as we are now, and not as funny.
The fun thing that we were gonna do before actually telling our stories, we are going to judge mercilessly some of our outfits that we wore when we were Mormon, particularly wearing garments.
So bad.
Mormon magic underwear.
So bad.
For those who are listening to the audio, I'm going to make a TikTok with this segment in it. So in the TikTok, we'll have the images of our outfits. So
can't wait.
Go over to our TikTok or Instagram Reels. Go over there and you'll be able to see the lovely outfits that we are going to be talking about. Okay, I want you to start. So first outfit, Carly.
Begin. God. This one's classic, and I've shared this one on my Instagram so many times. But it's me. It's me with my daughter, my first daughter, when she was a baby. I was probably 22 in this picture. That's right. And I'm wearing a shade shirt over my garments.
And what is a shade shirt, Carly?
God, I just can't. A shade shirt is a cap sleeve that looks just like garments that you wear over your garments, because you can't wear your garments just by themselves. God, no. You have to wear a shirt that looks just like it over that to protect the world from seeing the shirt that looks just like the shirt that you're wearing.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks like you're wearing a baby onesie in that.
I know, honestly,
Are there any other kind of onesies? But no, it looks like you're wearing a onesie.
It really does. It's hideous.
It's bad.
It's so bad. And I was cute. I was hot.
So hot.
And this is so hideous.
So not it.
But it's so classic. I mean, anybody.
It is.
This is a 2006. Classic early aughts.
Mm-hmm.
Classic early 2000s. Mormon fashion.
Mm-hmm.
The cap sleeve, shade shirts. Then there was a bunch of different brands around the same time. But yeah, you just layers upon layers upon layers. And it's trash.
But you know what's so funny about that company selling those shirts is we were raised in Southern California. You were in Southern California at the time. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we didn't have shade.
No.
We didn't have that. But we would have little...
Like pop-up parties.
Pop-up.
Yep.
Pop-up parties for cap sleeve tops.
Ugh. It makes me die inside.
Die. I'm triggered by a cap sleeve.
Low key. It's so it's so ugly. It's so fucking ugly. And people would wear the shade shirts with the tank tops over it.
Oh, God.
I don't think I ever did that. It was just the shade shirt by itself.
No.
But damn, Mormon fashion is... And there's levels, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it is so hard to be fashionable when you're wearing garments.
Yeah.
Just to have a good style.
So limiting.
It is so limiting.
My first outfit, it's actually photos that you took.
Of course.
Okay. Of myself and my then husband.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this was in 2014 or 2015. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I picked this, you'll see. Okay. So here I am in a frock.
That's a cool picture though. Yeah.
Dope picture.
What the fuck are
But
you
the reason
wearing?
why I wanted to do this one is because with wearing Mormon underwear, there's the obvious amount of covering up that you have to do. You couldn't, at the time, we couldn't show our shoulders. You couldn't, wear shorts that were shorter than like right above your knee. But for me, I just did a lot of mental gymnastics in my outfit choices to just cover up my body.
Yeah.
To like hide it, hide the fact that I had curves and was developing a lot more curves, the older that I got. And so this long ass shirt that I'm wearing with skinny jeans.
Yep,
Okay.
so
And that's me walking away from how awful that outfit is. Great picture though. Great lighting. It's amazing. But
Oh, God.
I just felt like I couldn't even if I was wearing something modest, if I was wearing like modest pants, I was like, I got to cover my butt.
Yeah.
I got to cover it up because I can't just like put it out there.
No, because then you'd be a whore.
Yeah.
Oh. You'd be a whore. And that's what... I think that's what's hard too, is that bodies come in all shapes and sizes. And I've been heavier and thinner, and you've been thinner and heavier at some point, different part. Like just our bodies change and fluctuate. And we have curves. And when you feel like you have to cover up, you're like, yeah, I have to cover up all of me, of me, because I can't look too sexy. I can't look too hot. I can't look too enticing. I can't look, but sometimes it's just hard. Like if you have a bigger ass or bigger boobs, like you have limited options.
I know. It's crazy. It's so repressive, not oppressive.
Oppressive.
Very oppressive. Okay. What's your next one?
ClassicJane.com. Polka dots. Do you remember Jane.com?
I never shopped on there. I thought that was a nail polish company.
It was, I forget what it was originally called, but it was something Very Jane. It was Very Jane, and then they changed it to Jane.com, where it was almost like an Etsy for clothes. It was just different sellers on websites. They would sell their individual clothing items. And these shirts were all the rage. These stupid sheer polka dot shirts. They were longer.
Dude.
Yeah, do you remember those?
Okay, yeah. And this shirt, oh my God. Yeah. I have so many pictures of me wearing these types of shirts where it's the sleeve that you roll up and roll them up. with the button thing that you can button up the sleeves.
Yep.
And then the poplin.
Yep. And
the poplin collar.
Yep.
And it's acrylic material.
Yes. But it was lightweight and a little sheer. A little risque.
Ooh.
So then, of course, you still have to wear the cap sleeve under it.
Oh my God.
Because
Are you wearing a cap sleeve in that?
I think I am.
Oh my God.
I might be wearing the cap sleeve and the garments underneath that.
That's so upsetting.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus. Mary and Joseph. I can't.
It's a crime.
We did it for him. We did it for you, Jesus.
We did it for you. Do it for him.
Just so bad.
It's
Very
awful.
matronly.
So matronly and so frumpy. Looking back at these pictures of myself, you guys, I can't. I was the frumpiest, dumpiest mom. I had no fashion sense, no style, because ultimately I just wanted to be comfortable. And also I didn't feel like I could be fashionable because you have to cover up so much. And it's like, what are you don't have a lot of choices. And it was just like, I don't know how to dress my body. And why would I want to dress my body in a way that was like showing it off in any way? So it's just like, why not just throw on some sweats and a large t-shirt? And that's what I wore so often.
Yeah. I keep thinking as we're sharing these, imagine if we stayed in that. I mean, obviously times have changed with the Mormon Church and their standards and, weird. But you also didn't give a fuck about, you didn't.
I really didn't give a fuck.
At the time, you didn't.
No, I was like, no, I don't care about being fashionable. I don't care. Like, doesn't matter to me. When it's really like, I just didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So it came across as like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But look at your evolution. It's amazing.
Incredible. I know. It's just so funny because I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like scrolling back to find these pictures, and I have to scroll past all of these thirst traps and a lot of nudes and very sexy pictures of myself in recent days. And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
So funny.
Amazing. Undercover baddie.
Undercover baddie. Didn't know what was hiding under there.
Okay. This next outfit of mine is from my mission.
Ooh.
And here I am in an outfit. First of all, it looks like I've got a stick literally up my butt. I'm standing up. I'm constipated
Why
standing
are you standing like Donald Trump? Please do a comparison photo. Please do a comparison photo.
It's the conservative stance.
I'm about to shit every part of my brain out of my ass because I'm not using it.
Well, you know why I'm standing so awkwardly is because I'm standing next to this sweet gentleman who I taught the missionary lessons, and he was eventually baptized. I'm standing next to him. I can't touch him.
You can't put your arm around him.
No, I can't. So I'm like, this is how I know how to stand.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I look like a rotten fucking banana too. That outfit. What is this? What is that?
Oh, you're so cute though. Look at that
know.
cute face, but the pose is
It's bad.
God, it's really
and like
bad.
my feet.
What are you doing?
So much of my fashion, it's just like you can tell there's personality there, but it's just not fully realized. It's like, okay, like you tried, but also just
You're so adorable, but that's
sweet Sister Crockett.
That's not it.
It's not it.
Okay, here's one of my other I don't give a fuck outfits. This is my
Who's that?
That's me. That's me. In a beanie and large sweatshirt and jacket because it was cold outside. And we're in the Grand America, and I'm standing in front of the gingerbread house. And first of all, girl, stop wearing beanies. Beanies are not for you. They are not for your hair or your head. You guys, not only do I have big hair, but we have big heads.
Yeah, we do.
Our family has just big heads.
Big ol' heads.
Because you know what? We're just so smart. It has to house our very large brains. But our dad had quite a large head. So wearing hats and beanies, at least for me, is a struggle, especially for my hair, because I don't know what this is, but I look like I'm a clown. Like I'm wearing a wig. I don't know. And then the sweatshirt, it's so frumpy. It's so frumpy. It is just the frumpiest, dumpiest shit. And I hate it so much. I mean, I look cute. I'm not ugly, but it's just, where's your body, girl?
Yeah, it was functional.
It was functional. It was warm and comfortable.
Yeah, you were probably freezing your ass off.
It was very cold outside.
Yeah.
But again, No, I don't have a body. No body.
No
Or
body.
neck in this picture. Apparently.
Oh my God. When I show this photo, I look cute, okay? I look cute. It's just not me. And it's actually with Cadence.
Oh.
Okay. So.
Oh my God. I'm in shock. That is not you.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm in head to toe Madewell.
Your Madewell days? Madewell. You were made for it.
Because
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's Madewell.
Maybe it's Madewell. Madewell to me is so Mormon. At least at the time, it was.
I can't shop there
I can't either
because I'm like this is or Bomi or how do you say it?
Oh yeah, Bohm.
Bohm.
I don't know.
I can't shop
Who
at
cares?
Bohm or Madewell. It's like
I can't.
It's too Mormon.
No, way too
It's
Mormon.
too Mormon.
I know, but Madewell was it. It was it at the time. And yeah, head to toe Madewell. And first of all, where's my upper lip? Okay, she's cute. She's
You
totally
are very
cute. It's
That's
just
the weird thing too. When I look at my smiles and like, where's my mouth? Where's my jaw? My chin? Like,
yeah. And you got a nose job without getting a nose job?
I don't. How did that happen?
I know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's weird.
It's Mormon cortisol face.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's circle back to the first episode.
It really is.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. There's just so many outfits that I just really bland. This other one was at my second daughter's baby blessing, and I shared it on my Instagram the other day.
That's so cute.
But just so beige, like just
So
head
you
to
were
toe.
very beige.
Just so beige, and I can just tell in my eyes, like, I'm not meant to be beige.
You're not.
You know, I'm not meant to. I just look like I'm dying. I don't know.
It's like a movie where the wife discovers she has cancer and you're just dying, and so slowly the color just fades out of the montage, and that's you. And then it fills back in again when you start to question the church and leaving. And I remember you just start playing with your outfits and your early Instagram days, and
I know.
I loved it so much. I'm just gonna share this cute one of me
Oh,
as a child.
wait, let me see.
I think our mom made that outfit.
I'm sure she did.
Our
I
mom
was trying
made
to think.
so many of our outfits.
I was trying to think if I
Do you
had
have
that
that for
dress.
your
I
girls?
don't think I have
Oh,
that
okay.
dress, but I'll have to check. But I kept a lot. That's so cute.
It's just me in a homemade outfit that our mom sewed so many of our clothes, which is batshit crazy.
When did you have the time, mother?
Batshit crazy.
11 kids, and you're sewing
She made so many of our dresses. So many of them.
so many.
I don't
Crazy.
know what she
And
was
making
smoking at the
dinner
time.
every night.
Every single
The
night.
fuck?
Every fucking night.
I could never.
But it was very cute, and it was
So
it was just a cute
cute.
picture. I thought, oh, I'll share that too, because it was. I literally have a CTR badge on my dress.
I
You see
love
that?
it.
That's so cute.
It's really
Anyway,
cute.
so
oh,
that's our Mormon
and look
fashion
at
days.
us now.
Look at us now. hmm Sharing thirst traps and
I love
among
the
other things.
evolution of us.
Me
I really,
too.
I really, really do. And I think, you know, at the time when you left the church, I thought, oh, our relationship is going to dwindle. Like, we're not going to be as close as I thought we were.
Mm-hmm.
And it just couldn't be farther from the truth.
we're way closer now.
Way closer. Way closer.
It's just a lot more real and authentic.
Yeah, yeah. When you left the Mormon Church, those memories are extremely vivid for me. But I want to know what was going on in your mind when you first started going down that path, questioning the church, and what were you feeling? What kind of instigated it?
Sometimes it's hard because I feel like a lot of things blend together during that time, but the context was, and I'm not going to ever say his name on the podcast, but my ex-husband, he started questioning first. You know, we were all in, super active, paying our tithing, going to church every Sunday. I was in the primary presidency at the time, and I think he was Sunday school president. Like, he'd just been called. So I remember him coming to me and saying that his friend, his best friend, or his childhood best friend, had left, And for a minute, my ex-husband was trying to save his soul, his best friend's soul, as any good Mormon would do. And so I knew that was going on a little bit, and it made me a little nervous because they were talking a lot, and his best friend is very smart and well-educated, and I was a little nervous. But, he's an adult and he can make his own decisions, so I didn't say a whole lot. And then maybe a few months later, my ex comes to me and says, I've been reading some of the essays, and I need to take a step back from the church. The memories are a little hazy, and sometimes I have a hard time with memory if I'm remembering just the memory of the memory. But I think, to my credit, I just said, okay. Like, I didn't freak the fuck out. I said, okay. I trusted him. I knew him to be a good person, an honest person. So I just said, okay. Like, he didn't say anything was really going to change. He just kind of said, hey, I'm just struggling with some of these questions and answers. He didn't really force me to read anything or do anything. He just wanted to let me know. So over the course of maybe the next few months, again, he was probably just learning things on his own, but didn't pressure me to read anything until he sent me this one podcast. It was from Radio Free Mormon, and he was like dissecting a talk from, or a different podcast with Stephen R. Snow on it. And our family grew up with the Snows. We were in the same ward as them. And so I knew him. I knew some of his kids. And so I think I just was curious about, well, what is he saying? And Radio Free Mormon has a really dry, sarcastic sense of humor, and he reminds me a lot of Dad. He's a lawyer, and our dad also knew him. Like, towards the end of his life, they became friends or acquaintances.
He was on his podcast.
Yeah, he was on his podcast
near the end of his life.
He was. So I think it just kind of resonated with me in that way, that he was making so much sense and speaking so logically that I was curious. And that just kind of started down this path of, I'm so curious about this, but I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm curious about this, not even my ex-husband, because I think for those of you who know me pretty well or have followed me for a while, I do things on my own time, in my own way. And I don't want anybody to influence me one way or another, or have anybody think that they have power over me. Pretty much. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
So I needed to make sure that if I'm going down this path, that I tell nobody, because I want my own opinion. I want my own opinion to matter most. So anyway, I just started reading, and then my ex went on a guy's trip, and like a month or so later, and while he was gone, I said, okay, I'm locking in. And I should also say, this is also the time when my youngest was about 4 at the time. So I'm not in the stage of like drowning in babies, right?
Yeah. And what year was this?
This was 2019. So I have a little bit more discretionary time, like to just think my own thoughts. I'm not constantly having to nurse or bottle feed or change diapers over and over. It's just, I have a little bit more time. So I just start reading a bunch of shit over the course of a week. I went on X-Mormon Reddit. I found Letter from My Wife. I've never read the CS Letter, but Letter from My Wife is kind of similar. And I started to dive into podcasts, and then there's just a moment where I was listening to a podcast with Nelson, good old Nelson. And he said, because there's this one website that I had been looking at called Missed in Sunday School, and it's really great because all it is just a bunch of old quotes from past church leaders and prophets and apostles, and they're categorized into different topics like homophobia, misogyny, sexism, racism.
Oh, wow.
And all it is the quotes. There's no commentary. It's just the quotes, which I really liked because it's just right there. Like, if you don't like it, that's because it's the quote that you don't like. It's because of what they're saying, not what the opinion is of the person who put it up there. So I had that filed away in my brain, and I was listening to a talk from, Nelson at BYU Hawaii in 2019. And in it, he said, prophets are rarely popular, but they always teach the truth. And that was like a lightning bolt moment. and it just obliterated my shelf. And it was crazy because it's like this montage in my head of all of these quotes that it's like flying by my brain. All of these horrible quotes that I've listened to and read, or all these horrible quotes that I had read. And I was like, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. And I was like, okay, if that's not true, then this is not true. Then this is not true. Then like, basically he's lying. Like that's bullshit.
Yeah. And
it was a domino. It was like boom, 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 boom. And within a matter of, I would say, I don't know, a couple weeks, I went from fully believing, very devout, full tithe payer, to I don't even think I believe in the divinity of Jesus. And that was hell.
Hell.
It was hell. And anybody who hasn't been through it, there's no way to explain how that feels, because it might sound like that was a conscious choice on my part, but it wasn't. Like once you get to a point where you lose belief in something, it's not a conscious decision. It's basically your brain being like, you know what, we can't keep up with this cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
So we need to reframe. Mm-hmm. We need to regroup and like shift. There's something that shifts inside your brain, and you just think, it's literally your brain doing this on its own. It's like, no, in order to get through this, to function, we need to update our belief system. Mm-hmm. And so we can incorporate all of these inconsistencies. And that's what my brain did. And it was literally hell. And I remember I just cried every single day. Again, a lot of this I'm just on my own. I'm experiencing by myself. I finally clued in my ex-husband. We started learning this together. So it was just me and him. Mm-hmm. That we're going through this together, and I'm sobbing every day to him. I'm like still trying to go to the gym and stuff, but I remember just sitting in the parking lot looking at these people going to the gym like, none of this matters. Why are you going to the gym? It doesn't matter. Just straight to nihilism. Like nothing matters. Full-blown existential crisis. And it was so extremely painful. And also extremely liberating. It is the weirdest of dichotomies where you feel so heartbroken and so relieved at the same time, because no longer, you don't have to try to make sense of this bullshit anymore. And yet this is what you've been. This is who you are. This is your identity. Mm-hmm. And it is such a mindfuck. So I hated that I felt like I was living a double life, because I was still going to church. I'm still doing my calling. And so I just decided, I was like, I got to tell my family. I got to tell my ward members. I got to tell my bishop that I don't believe this. Mm-hmm. So that's when I wrote all of you guys an email.
No, you told me
I
before.
Told you first. That's right.
Yeah.
See, like it's like all blends together. But yes, I did tell you before, because you and I are the closest. So yeah, I clued you in, several weeks before I told everybody else.
Yeah, you started telling me about it when, you had mentioned that your husband was questioning, and it was something difficult that you were going through.
That's right. Yes, yeah. Yes, I was
just a little bit, not like a ton, but
yeah, because I was also had to be really careful about what I said to you.
Yeah.
And you were as understanding as you could have been, but I think you were also nervous and scared as soon as I started going down that path. But yeah, I did tell you first that I was like, we're done. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what happened. We were at Wheeler Farm. Oh. And
Cindy has a better memory than I do. No, honestly.
I also saved a ton of, because you leaving was catastrophic for me, and it led into me leaving as well. It wasn't the reason, but it definitely played a part. But I've always been like not as much lately, but at the time I was writing in my journal a ton. So I saved a bunch of text messages between us with this whole thing, because it just felt so monumental. It just felt so huge that I just was like, I got to document this. But I remember so clearly, we're at Wheeler Farm, and this is, again, 2019, and we're with our kids. Our kids are, playing on the playground or something. The topic of coffee came up in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And you were sharing with me, and this was, again, after you had told me that, your husband was questioning, or that you guys were going through some sort of faith crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know all the details of that, but in my mind, I was like, it's okay. It'll pass. It's just, people go through that. It'll pass.
Mm-hmm.
And you were sharing a story of a relative on your husband's side. This relative of his was talking to a member of the 70, having a conversation and saying, my energy levels are so low. It's just so hard. It's just so, and this member of the 70 told him, just drink coffee.
Oh my God, I forgot all about this.
Yeah. So you were telling me this like it was nothing.
It's fine.
And you're like, yeah, honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal to drink coffee. And my stomach just dropped. And I was like, what? Like, what?
What? You're smoking crack?
You're choosing to go to hell?
Excuse me?
But I was sick. I was sick because it was like,
It signifies.
whoa, like something is shattering here. And I felt a shift within you. Something was different. But, that we had that little conversation, and I just kind of was like, okay, we'll just move on from that. But you texted me later that day.
Wow, I forgot all about that.
That is when you told me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you saved that.
So later that day, you send me like a novel of a text. Like it was one of those ones that you had to expand. I remember so clearly.
Wow.
And
you did save it. Okay. I'm going to read it. September 27th, 2019. Okay. I feel the need to clarify some thoughts here. I know you don't need me to explain myself, and you don't need to respond, but there was a lot unsaid, and I can't leave it at that. I'm very careful who I speak to about this because, 1, not everyone understands. 2, faith is highly personal, and I would never, ever want to be the person who makes someone question theirs. 3, people will automatically jump to the conclusion that this has been easy or is because of sin, and that thought could not be further from the truth, as you already know. Every night for weeks now, my ex-husband and I have had intense conversations about everything: life, church, life after death, other religions, how this will affect our kids, our families, our friends. What's true, what's not, what do we want our future to look like, and so on and so forth. We talk about church history, the things we've learned, stuff that has absolutely rocked our world. We are very careful with labels because it's not anti, it's history. God. History is history, whether we like it or not. Our biggest struggles came directly from the church website. This massive upheaval has shaken our very identity, the core of who we are, who we have been for 35 and 40 years. It has taken up precious real estate in our minds for months now. It's all we think about. Damn. It's crazy that looking back now, okay, after having what felt like a nervous breakdown about all of these things, and I've already told you a lot of this, I felt this almost compulsive need to research near-death experiences. I've now read 3 books, and no joke, probably over 100 accounts from people who have had these experiences. The number one main theme in all of these is love. Pure, perfect, unconditional love. God, that was my near-death experience phase. Love without conditions. These people came back with an understanding that I wish everyone had, that it doesn't matter what religion you are, that we are all here to love and learn. And that after this life is over, we judge only ourselves. That is it. I then had this almost indescribable clarity or personal revelation. No church has the full truth, not one. All religions have a lot of truths and teach a lot of the same things, and most of the time that is love and compassion. But it gets lost in the minutia, the rituals, the meetings, the conference talks condemning homosexuality, the man-made structures or temples. I now have come to realize that God loves everyone, and we are all connected in ways that we can't comprehend. That means he loves someone who is in a homosexual marriage, someone who prostitutes themselves for money. Someone, I love that was the next segue. It's homosexuality, prostitution. Okay. Someone who has killed a child. Holy shit, Carly, calm down. Someone who beats their spouse. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys, homosexuals are not prostitutes, and they don't kill children and beat people, their spouses. Okay,
Listen,
this is like,
you were still untangling.
it was just the tip of deconstruction. Okay, so okay. Someone who beats their spouse, someone who sells drugs for a living just as much as he loves me. That these people are just learning differently than I have, and God, wow, I'm so. Look at me. That these people are just learning differently than I have, and their opportunities to learn don't end with physical life. Okay. Now, I don't believe for one second that if I, for example, started drinking coffee, which is, the same as beating your spouse or killing your child, in Mormon terms, if I stopped sustaining the profit, which I don't feel I can anymore, ooh, dun dun dun. If we stopped attending church, stopped attending the temple and paying tithing to the church, stopped wearing garments, but continue to live our lives as loving people without judgment, serving others, and working on our compassion and understanding of all that a perfect loving God would separate my family, I don't personally believe that. I feel as if a weight has been lifted I didn't know I was carrying. God does not want us to live our lives out of fear or shame or guilt. It gets in the way of the importance of true love and compassion. So with all these feelings, I was the one who came to ex-husband and said, I don't want this for us anymore. I want us to do what we feel is important. I want us to let go of what we feel is not. I wanted this more than him. So for us, this means no more baptisms, temple attendance, a lot less church activity, which is so hard for us because we love our friends and ward and nothing is set in stone. And I'm sure this will be a slow fading out process, but I know they'll understand. I cannot stress enough how much all of this has broken our hearts and crushed our souls. That is until I realized what I know to be true, and we are holding on to that. Thanks for reading. And for the record, we don't know how or when we'll explain this to our kids, but what's for certain is all choices are theirs. Baptisms, temple activities, going to church or class, nothing will be forced on them. And I told Mom all of this. I'm laughing at this last part. But I did tell ex-husband, alcohol is not allowed in our home. LOL. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Cue to us being drunk together.
Yes. This is where the montage goes. And then here we are, drunk off our asses in a club.
Oh my God. You know me, I'm just a very visceral person. And so just hearing that back, it's like I am like reliving it again, even though I'm obviously not in the church.
It's the feelings of it.
It's just, it was so, it was so devastating. And this was my response to you. Thanks for clarifying. I'm grateful you feel comfortable sharing this with me. I love you, and I want you to first and foremost know that. If I'm being completely honest, this is shattering me. My heart is breaking. I don't know how to process this right now except to cry and feel sad. I'm sure that's not what you want to hear, but I think it'll take time for me to process this. Since you told me about your struggles with the church, I have found myself for the very first time in my life questioning so many things about the church while wrestling with my testimony and belief. I think it is honestly because you are my sister and truly one of my best friends. You are the sibling I feel the closest to, and I cherish our friendship so much. And this is the first time that someone this close to me has decided these things. So it is very hard for me to hear, and I hope you can be understanding of that as I'm trying so hard to be understanding of you and all that you've been through. I too feel like I'm having, not to make it about me. God, I'm so insufferable. I too am having an identity crisis because of all of this, and I think about it all the time. I don't really know how to explain all that I'm feeling, and I won't try to right now. My belief in the gospel has been incredibly important to me, and I feel happy in the church and being fully active, and I guess to have my best friend and sister say she doesn't believe in it almost feels like now you don't approve of me or my choices. Or maybe that you will judge me for continuing to believe in the church. I don't know. That's not a good way to say it. And I'm sure, or at least I hope that is not how you feel, but it's just a feeling I have had through all of this. Anyway, there's a lot to process, but I don't want you to regret sharing this with me. I appreciate it, and I will be working hard to understand and process it, and I love you. In a way, I feel like you are dying, or that our relationship is going to change so much. Not right away, I know, but I could see it changing a lot, and that scares me and hurts my heart a lot. These are just things I'm trying to process as you are telling me this, but of course, this is your decision, and choice. And obviously you feel very confident in it, and that is okay. You are free to do whatever you want. You know, it is just hard for me to understand and process. I keep saying that, but it's the only way I can explain it. And the more I share what I'm feeling, I'm afraid it'll push you away or make you think I hate you or something, which is not the case at all. Anyway, I'll stop. Honestly, I think that we handled just like going through all of it's like we handled it really, really beautifully, I think.
I think so too. We were like talking things out in the moment, like as we're living
a lot,
as we're experiencing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this was only the beginning, like of our text messages and just like, and you were so, you know, when you first sent me that text saying you don't believe in it anymore, I never had a thought of like questioning you on that, because I was like, no, she feels really confident in this, and there's nothing that I can do or say to, I didn't feel any need to be like, it was more like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? What does this mean?
It really fucking blows how the church just monopolizes relationships and inserts itself in between real, authentic love and friendship. And the fact that I just said, hey, I'm going to be drinking coffee and not going to church meant you questioned our relationship and how I felt about you and what you meant to me, which was not your fault. It's not your fault. Really fucking sucks. And it really pisses me off. Like just thinking back to that time and you saying that I feel like you're dying was not the first time I had heard that. Another sibling said that. And I get what the feeling is, but it's like, bro, it just, I don't know how to describe it. It just really sucks how much your identity is wrapped up in this belief, which is so infuriating when people say, oh, you can leave the church, but you can't leave it alone. Well, that's because your entire identity is the church. So to not leave it alone, at least for a time after you leave, is because you're trying to rebuild your identity. And so of course you're going to go back to your old one time and again and reframe all of these experiences in a way that now matches the identity you're currently trying to build.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you can't on the one hand say, like, center your life around the gospel. Your entire life, your entire identity. Make all of your decisions through the lens of the gospel. And then like when you leave, all of a sudden you're just not supposed to think in that way anymore. It's just crazy. So I'm just thinking about that as as I was listening to you, and just what a mindfuck that all is.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why you leaving just had me so confused is because I was like, well, wait a second. This is my sister. This is my best friend. And I don't want to be thinking these things about her. Yeah. Like, I'm now thinking these things that I've thought about other people who have left that I'm not close to. I'm like, oh, well, they've gone down a dark path. They've fallen off the deep end. They're sinners. They're this. But I was like, but I just was immediately wrestling with like,
because you knew me so well.
This is my sister. Like, this is my sister. And as time went on, and it's like that our relationship, just our connection became so much more powerful than me sticking to this belief system. And it just, that's what initially started shattering it for me, because I observed my thoughts about you, and it was like the brainwashed part of me thinking, oh, well, okay, she's this now, or she's dying, or she's this. And then very quickly I would then go to the thought of, what the this is Carly. This is Carly. This is my sister. Like, this is my best friend. That's not true. That's not true. And so breaking down that, how do I even describe it? It's like the going between seesaw, those two thoughts. It's like you're reintegrating back into, not even back into, because for us we were born into it, but
are also having to reframe your relationship with me as I'm trying to reframe my identity and relationship with the church and with the gospel and with my family members too.
Yeah. I was put in a situation where I was now viewing someone that I admired so deeply and respected so deeply and just looked up to and loved fiercely. And knowing that being a part of that religion and believing those things was causing me to have those thoughts that would separate us, that would drive us apart. It made me really mad.
Yeah.
It made me really, really angry.
Yeah. How long after when I told you this did you really start down your own path? Because I remember a few key moments. I remember this one time telling you what happened to me when I went through the temple the first time. And I was like, oh, I've said too much.
Yeah. When you left and, you told everyone, you told the family, it was like very official. You started drinking coffee. The ball was rolling.
The stone has been cut from the mountain, rolling forth. It is unstoppable.
Yeah. You never once pressured me. You made it so absolutely crystal clear that you supported me in staying in the church. You even mentioned, it's in those texts, in the text between us, that you're like, I love that about you. I love that you believe this so much. And I knew that you truly meant it. And for me, it was like, she loves that I'm passionate about something and that I believe something with my whole heart. And you always reminded me that you weren't judging me and that I didn't have to go down the same path. You emphasized that so much. So yes, it was more like me witnessing you going through it. I went through my own experience and I don't know where I read or heard about the temple experience, okay? How the temple used to be. It used to be very different than what it is now. But I heard something about it. I think I remember hearing that people would mime slitting their bowels.
Pantomime, yeah.
Yeah, pantomime, slitting their bowels, slitting their throats for the church. And
the blood oaths.
I remember texting you and I just said, please tell me this is like, okay, I know that you don't want to like talk, but I am asking you.
That was like the floodgates.
Like, what is this real?
And that was like the first time a family member asked me a question about the church. Anybody who's gone through this knows that I think the most hurtful part when you leave the church is the silence, that no one wants to talk to you about it. And so the fact that you were asking me and you wanted to talk about it, I was like, I can't stop. I was just like word vomit. So I just was like, yeah, this is true. And then this and this and this happened. And I went to the temple in 2004. And did you know that you get naked in the temple and you have to wear a poncho and they touch you naked? And you were like, what?
Yeah.
What? And I was like, yeah, And then I felt horrible. I was like, oh, I've like said way too much to you. I'm so sorry. And I said, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I did feel bad that I probably had said too much. So what do you remember about that?
I never once was like, I can't believe she told me that. I asked. The only reason you told me is because I asked. I remember being really adamant, being like, I am asking you and I need you to tell me the truth. I want you to tell me the truth.
And you were mad.
And I was mad.
I
was mad because I trusted you implicitly. So I knew what you were telling me, even though I was still very much in the church. I was still very active. I was wearing my garments. I was doing, yada, yada, yada. I was like, no, what she's telling me is true and real. And I don't even think that I brought it up to my ex-husband, my then husband at the time, because I was like, I want to keep this in here for a minute and really give this some thought. I just kept putting things on a shelf the more and more I kind of thought about things. And I didn't do near the amount of research that you did about church history and everything.
Yeah. And I felt so bad that you were going through that too. It's just so hard because you want to say so much.
Yeah.
But you have you have to hold back so much. There's so much I wanted to say. And But yeah, I held back a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot. But then I did send that email at some point after I told you to all the siblings, and it like
set a bomb off.
It did set
in
a bomb
the family.
off.
Yeah.
Because I was the first like active married in the temple, going every week, tithe pair, had
with
kids that had left. And it rocked everyone's world because it was so abrupt to them, to everyone else. And
bitch, I would have been pissed if I found out that way.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, no.
Yet.
Just thinking, I'm like, if I found out with the rest of the family, I would have been pissed.
And then it was like the older siblings like started to circle the wagons of like the other siblings. Okay, like she's out, so like let's make sure everyone else's faith is okay.
Yeah.
And then I was not included in those emails. Lots of shit talking behind my back, and like I get it. That's
lots
fine.
of triangulation, and I mean it was just a lot of processing that everyone was going through, and we weren't a very communicative family.
Yeah.
And still aren't.
Still are not.
It came out that I had known for a little bit.
Yeah.
So lots of conversations. Lots
to you,
of,
none to me.
None to you.
Zero conversations with me. But a lot with you. Because like you knew.
Yeah. But I remember one time you called me and you were just sobbing because I think I was relaying some conversations I was having with siblings, and you were like, I'm still here. Like, I am still here. And you're like yelling over the phone. And I am just like, and then I started just feeling like, I know. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry.
What are you supposed to do? It's
And because I just felt your like deep, just aching of, hello, I'm here. I'm going through this. And
by myself,
you're
like,
all,
you
just
have each other
talking on your own. And I'm still here. I didn't die. Like, I'm here. You're just like yelling. And I just, my heart, I mean, it was just breaking a million times over that time.
Yeah. And my heart is breaking.
Yeah.
For
my heart was
various
breaking
reasons.
For you.
Yeah. And just, God, such a wild roller coaster of emotions, especially when you have such a big family.
Oh. God.
Such a big Mormon family that, doesn't really communicate, doesn't really share their feelings about a lot of things or really anything.
But the more that I had conversations with siblings, I found myself like pulling away from that
triangulation,
the triangulation, and also those thoughts of, oh, well, she's this, or she was never really active anyway, or yada yada, like just and X, Y, and Z. And because I was like, well, hold on a damn minute.
Just a goddamn minute.
Because I was still spending time with you. We were still, yes, there was this difficult thing happening, but we were still hanging out. So I just felt like an imposter. Participating in conversations while I was like, no, this is still my sister, and I still this is still my best friend.
And honestly, like I would have participated in the same discussions 100%, because what it is, their brains were trying to protect them from their own identity crisis, because I was such a key member of the family. Like I was honestly the glue that held our family together in a lot of ways.
And that was part of the conversations that I had with one. I remember with one of my siblings in particular, we were both emphasizing how much of a leader you were in our family. So it felt like just this cataclysmic thing, because you kind of set the pace in a lot of different ways. Yeah.
And so that's what underneath the surface of all of these emotions, like, oh, she's dying, like she's this and this and that, that's their brain saying, okay, clearly she's wrong. Clearly what she's doing is wrong, because there's no way it can be true. There's no way it can be right. So our brains have to come up with some reason to castigate her or throw her under the bus or blame her for her loss of faith, because there's no way that she's on the right side of things. There's no way this is true. There's no way that she is going down the right path. So we have to come up with some other reason to make this make sense. And I get it. I've done that too.
Yeah.
Lots of people do that.
Yeah.
Because it's a subconscious mechanism happening in your brain trying to protect itself from your own identity crisis, which is so fucking terrifying. Nobody wants to go through that.
No.
So I get it. That's the whole point.
So at some point after you dropped the bomb, you'd ruined everybody's lives.
Yep. Fucked shit up. Fucked shit up.
It came time for me to renew my temple recommend. In the Mormon Church, you have to have a teeny tiny card that allows you to go into the temple and see all of the temple. Pretty much all of it.
It's your worthy card.
And in order to have that card, you have to meet with the bishop, the head of the congregation, and answer a bunch of questions about your faith and your worthiness to go into the temple.
Beliefs, your certain behaviors. And you also have to meet with the stake president, which is another higher up. And they ask you all the same questions. So 2 different men determine your worthiness to enter the temple. And it's not like, are you a good person?
Right.
It's like, do you drink coffee? Do you like obey the word of wisdom?
Do you sustain
the prophets and believe in Joseph Smith and Jesus Christ? Do you wear your garments? Do you?
Yeah.
It's just dumb shit like that.
And for context, I was obsessive about my commitment to the church to an unhealthy degree where I would have panic attacks over not going to the temple every week, not reading my scriptures every day. I would have a constant stream of anxiety over not doing those things. And so my husband and I went in to meet with the bishop, and I remember feeling sick to my stomach. And I just remember thinking, am I about to go in here and answer these questions honestly? Am I really not going to go in there and say 100% love Joe Smith, love that book, love this, that, I love paying tithe, you know? Am I really not going to go in there and say all that just like I've said many, many times? My husband had his interview first. He left, and then it's just me and the bishop. And he starts asking questions. And at first, they're simpler questions, like, do you believe in God? I think I even stopped him at that question. And I just said, honestly, I don't know. And I just started unloading. And I will say, this bishop was
you had a good bishop.
Fantastic.
You had a good
like
bishop.
He was really great because he was not pressuring me at all. But he's like, I guess I know the answers to the next questions, but I'm just going to go through them. And I think he even asked me, do you want to renew your temple recommend today? And I said, I don't think that I should. And it was such a big moment for me. And he offered to have follow-up meetings with me just to talk that out.
Yeah.
So I met with him probably.
You had a really good bishop.
I met with him probably 4 or 5 times where I would just go in, just me and him, and I would come to him with questions or doubts. But it's not like I was being completely honest, because I was like, okay, I'm going to tell you things that I'm doubting, but it's actually 10 times worse than I'm actually letting on. I remember sobbing in his office, and it was so interesting because now looking back at it, it's like, what? He was like, I shouldn't do this, but I would recommend podcaster. Right. His name is John DeLynn.
Mormon Stories. That's right. You told me this. That makes me wonder about him.
Yeah.
But good for him. That was the right thing to do.
Yeah. And then I think when I started in my mind leaning more towards, I don't think it's even worth continuing to have conversations about this because I'm going the other side a lot more, and I don't want to be convinced to stay.
Yeah.
But it still took quite a while for me. You leave 2019, it's 2021. So a lot has happened in that span of time. The pandemic has happened.
Yeah,
we weren't going to church, to the physical building. Yeah. I had started going to therapy, not because of your faith crisis. It was just like, it just lined up that I was beginning to go to therapy. and you had told me
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to therapy up until, 2021. So I'm unpacking a lot of childhood trauma. I was just processing
you were processing
a lot.
so much, but
A
church
lot.
stuff aside, on top of that.
Yeah. So not only was my belief in the church shattering, meaning I was ruining my family, I was causing my family, my husband, my kids, like I was ruining, I was fucking things up for us. And that was really difficult for me and my husband, understandably. And I started self-harming again. And I did that in high school. I hated myself. I hated that this doubt was now very, very real. And then I'm processing childhood trauma that doesn't necessarily have to do with the church. Well, it definitely did. It definitely did. But at the time, I didn't connect that.
It's all connected.
But I was falling apart.
Yeah.
So I made the decision to go to a treatment center. I was like, I gotta go figure myself out, or else I'm not gonna be here anymore.
Yep.
So I left, and when I left, I was heavily questioning the church. But I just thought that's gonna go away. I was in denial. I was just like, that it's gonna go away. It's gonna be okay, because it just meant it was gonna change everything. Because my husband wasn't on the same, we weren't on the same path as far as that went. I was at a residential treatment center, and I was there for 42 days, and I was put with many different therapists, but my main talk therapist, her name was Debbie.
Debbie, it's our mom's name.
Yeah. First meeting with her, she had gotten a little, bio of why I was there. And I think I put one of the reasons I went into treatment was because I was questioning my commitment to the Mormon Church.
Yeah.
And she said, I want to tell you right now, I am Mormon. I am a member of the Mormon Church. She's like, I'm a convert though. And so tell me a little bit more about that. So I'm like telling her all about you, and I'm telling her just like how hard it's been in my marriage and how it's just been so challenging. And she said, you need to put all of that on a shelf. She's like,
put it back on the shelf.
You can't decide whether or not you're going to be in this religion and then figure yourself out. Like, you have to put the religion stuff on a shelf, and you have to figure out the core of who you are first. And then that's going to figure itself out.
Yeah.
So I just went through my treatment experience and was going through a lot of childhood abuse memories, and that was just insanely intense. Just so intense. I can't even begin to describe it. But
so much going on there.
Church stuff came up every now and then, and I talked about it with other people there, but it really just because I was away from everyone. I was away from my husband, my kids, my family, my ward. It just melted off of me. And it eventually didn't matter anymore.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
Because I looked around and I was like,
why the
my
fuck am I
gosh,
stressing about this?
I'm having the most incredible experiences. I'm looking around at my friends. We're not reading the Book of Mormon. We're not praying together. I'm not going to the temple. But I'm having the most insane experiences as a human being that feel so
much bigger.
So much bigger. And I kept having that thought, I'm so much bigger than this fucking church. Because when I went in there, I didn't bring any garments, and I decided I was going to swear as much as I wanted to. So I literally was like, this doesn't fucking matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Mormonism is so incredibly small. It is so fucking small. But when you're in it, when you are raised in it, when all your friends and family are in it, you think it is the whole world. You think that it is everything, because it is everything. It is your identity. You are made, you are taught, you are conditioned to feel that it is everything. It is all or nothing. It is your entire world. You have to center your whole life around it, like we've talked about. But reality, Mormonism is so fucking small.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
They think Mormons are weird. That's about it. The world, I mean. Like, that's about it. That is much. Think about how often you think about Scientologists, Jehovah's Witnesses, or any other kind of like offshoot Mormons, FLDS, like some random like high demand religion. Think about how often you personally think about those people and their religions. That's how often people think about Mormons. Let's sit with that for a minute.
Let that sink in.
Let that sink in. That is how often other people in the world, around the world, think about you, think about Mormons. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. I think me being in treatment, surrounded by people that were not Mormon, never have been Mormon. They don't give a fuck that I'm Mormon.
No.
They don't give a fuck if I continue to be Mormon.
Yeah, they don't.
In hindsight, the reason why it melted away in the span very quickly in those 42 days is because my intense commitment to this religion had almost entirely to do with me wanting to be accepted.
Exactly.
By people and loved by people, because
And loved by God.
because being in there, I was like, these people love me. These people think I'm cool.
Yeah.
These people like me. These people want to be around me, and it has nothing to do with being Mormon.
Nope.
I just melted away, and I when I went home, it was like, who gives a fuck?
Yes.
I didn't make an announcement. I was just like, it was kind of nice because I went into it, people still thought I was Mormon. I came out. I'm a new person in every sense of the word. So I'm going to be whoever the fuck I want.
I'm getting a divorce. I'm leaving the church. Like, fuck this, fuck that.
I'm a brand new person. I'm not the same person at all. And I don't have to be.
It's kind of like a fresh,
So
let's call yourself Febreze girl, because it's a fresh start. Name that movie.
Oh, I don't know.
It's Febreze Brothers. Have you seen the other guys?
No.
Anyway, it's so funny.
The other guys.
It's Will Ferrell.
But I come home. I come over to your house.
Okay, yeah.
We're sitting on your deck at your old house. It's just me and you having a conversation. And I am like,
You were like
fucking zooted on life.
Oh, you were zooted, all right. Like, I don't even know. You might have even been zooted, like literally high. Like, I don't even know.
No, not literally, but like so high
were
off of
high
the
on life,
experience of what I just went through.
Yeah. And I did not react the best way. I think because I don't know. I was just stressed out in different ways.
And you were taking care of my kids a lot while I was gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Helping my husband take care
we were
of...
trading off with family members, taking care of your kids. And
Yeah.
And also, I think that you kind of scared me. You scared me because you did seem so different, which is so ironic considering the entire backstory of what we just said.
Yeah.
Me leaving the church and Cindy being scared, whatever. But Cindy just seemed so like a 180 from who she was when she went in, when she came out. Even just her body language was different. She's spread eagle on my deck. Man spreading, but like Cindy spreading.
I was alive.
You're like... Nobody gives a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's not what you said. You basically said, yeah, I'm not doing the church thing anymore. Nobody gives a fuck about Mormonism. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't give a fuck. Like, it is not that big of a deal. I get now what you were saying. Mm-hmm. It is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. But I'm still going through it. I'm still deconstructing. I'm still like, I can't talk to a lot of people about it. And I'm sitting there looking at you like, you fucking bitch. Of course it's not a big deal. I literally paved the way for you to be like, I'm not going to church anymore. And everyone blazes their own trail. I didn't pave the way for anybody or anyone. It felt like in the moment that you were discrediting how hard it was for me. That's what it felt like.
Absolutely.
I just felt invalidated. And so I was a little angry. And then I was kind of jealous that you seemed so free in not caring about it entirely, you know?
Yeah.
That's where I was coming from. But it was very much like,
yeah.
It's not a big deal.
No, I remember you looking distraught, but it's so fascinating because now we've both left Mormonism and we're both divorced. I was going through both at the same time, and I'm sure you can relate to this sentiment. I was beginning, and rightfully so, a very selfish part of life.
Yeah, and as you should.
And you've had to do the same thing. And you deserve to do the same thing. And I was not very aware of what I was saying and how it could be affecting you, because I was all about,
because it's the
I
first
need to live.
time in your life that you got to think that way. You had the freedom to think that way.
And you knew me as a kid, and as like, I was so
constantly worried about what other people
yes,
thought.
so anxious, so sensitive, always crying, just, and finally I felt so free from all of that. And I was just like, I'm confident now in my choices, my decisions. Of course, I've had to learn a lot since then. But I remember you bringing me back down to earth a little bit in that conversation on your deck, because you were like, well, what do you mean? Like, I have been here. I've been here. I've been taking care of your kids, and you just come back and you're just, what do you mean? And I remember feeling like, oh, what am I saying? What am I?
But you know what? Now, I'm thinking about this now. I was probably also processing in real time a change up in our roles. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean. A change up in our dynamic. Explain what I mean.
Because I relied on you so heavily before I went to treatment. I mean, you were like my mom. You were the person I called if I was going through something. You walked me through so many things in life, and our relationship, yes, sisters, best friends, but in other ways too, you were like a parent to me. And so I relied on you emotionally a lot. And so now I'm coming back as this more confident person, and we're more like equals now.
Yes, actual sisters.
Actual sisters,
which was not a dynamic we had up until that point. I was very much like a parent-child.
You were the
role,
caretaker.
So very much,
what's happening?
Yeah, a whirlwind of, wow, there's so much going on there. And not that even was like, obviously not a bad thing. I feel so much more like we are sisters. We are connected as sisters.
Yeah.
Now that our roles have changed, and it's so much better. Like, it's just so much, more equal. It's equal. And not that it's unequal before. It's just the dynamic was different. It just felt like, I have to caretake. That was my role. And there's a power differential almost. It just feels like, she's going to rely on me. I'm needed. She needs me. And then, it's just crazy.
I mean, we were not only deconstructing religion, marriages, deconstructing being a part of a huge family and what that meant, and our dynamic in a big family, and the closeness of our relationship in comparison to our relationships with our other siblings. And so many layers, and that's what makes us so damn interesting.
I know, and that's why we're so messy. I'm like, we're so like,
that's why you love us.
Seriously.
I'm so glad, and I feel so privileged that we've been able to witness each other in so many different stages of life, and unpacking so many different things, and relearning things and unlearning things.
And I think the really great thing about our relationship that I feel is probably rare is that, and especially in big Mormon families, is that we have truly accepted each other's different versions throughout all of this, despite maybe feeling certain things about it. But we have tried our best to be like, okay, they're working through something. I love them. I'm doing my best not to judge them. And maybe we did judge each other for different reasons in different ways, but we kept a lot of that to ourselves.
Yes.
Because we wanted, it's like, they're living their lives. They're going to get through this.